thank you all for being here. This is a great time of the year for us in the residency program, our medical education division. We've got our new resident interns, our new fellows joining us this afternoon. So some of them are here, and they're glad to be here. So give them a big welcome, a big round of applause. Welcome to them. They're going through orientation, so they're pretty much brain fried by now. It's Thursday, they've been here 4 days, and we've like opened up the skull cap and poured lots of information in with them, and they'll get another week of that. And then right around that 1st of July, they'll take the reins and put on the stethoscope and start taking care of our patients. So we're excited. Thank you. Glad that you're here with us. But it's a great afternoon. I know we've got resident graduates and fellowship graduates. We've got some family and lots of our teammates here joining us and helping to celebrate this great time. Now, the end of today doesn't mean that these folks get to leave, because basically I'm making them work until the end of the month. But you know, we do want to acknowledge and recognize them. Tonight we'll have a nice ceremony with them, and we're just really, really grateful that it's been a great journey. I know I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking because this is really their program. So with that, again, Dr. Mazzola, I'm your DME or DIO or whatever my role is. And this is the best time of year for me because I see new, great young doctors coming in for their training. But really what I see are those doctors who graduated medical school, who got their MD or their DO. But really what we get to do is give them what a mentor of mine said, we get to give them their RD. So they finish their residency and they get their real doctor. And then they get to go out and we unleash them on the world where they get to take care of patients. And it's a wonderful thing for our system. So I am going to turn the program over to our resident counsel. At Blue Ridge, we like to share patient stories. And so I'm going to turn it over to our resident counsel. Dr. Carver is going to do our patient story.
All right. Can you all hear me okay? Working now?
Yes.
Okay. For y'all who don't know me, thanks, Jennifer. I'm Kurt Carver. I'm one of the rising third-year internal medicine residents. That is, of course, assuming I pass my geriatrics rotation. Put it at about a 50-50 right now. I had the honor of serving as resident council chair this year, along with Dr. Ford, who's one of our graduates. She's she served as the vice resident council chair, and I actually gave a speech last year too, so got roped into it again this year, looks like. Paula asked me to share a patient story, and I asked around a couple of residents, a couple of fellows, and I focused in on two, so I'll try to be brief. The first one is a patient, 62-year-old female, who initially presented to our emergency department by way of her primary care doctor due to nausea, vomiting, and an erratic heartbeat. On initial evaluation, the patient was found to be in atrial fibrillation. For those who are not medical, it's a rapid irregular heartbeat with heart rate in the 160s. She was admitted to our intensive care unit and placed on medicines to try and control her heart rate. Our cardiology service was consulted, and one of the residents went to evaluate the patient. Upon inspection, the resident noticed that this vomitus looked dark, indicating it probably contained blood. This resident recommended GI consultation. Upon GI's consultation, they agreed with the cardiology resident and took patient to endoscopy suite to take a look. Just before sedation was initiated, patient was, quote, all smiles and making jokes. This scenario quickly turned critical when she began profusely vomiting more bloody emesis and began to crash on the table. She was momentarily stabilized by our anesthesia team, and in the face of pressure, one of our GI fellows performed an EGD and found something neither he nor Dr. Kroger were expecting. The fundus of the patient's stomach was entirely necrotic or dead due to a strangulated hiatal hernia. Patient was immediately transferred to CMC for emergent surgery by the trauma team, and after 4 weeks in the MICU and 2 weeks at Grace Heights here locally, she walked out on her own. If it was not for the cardiology resident trusting his instincts, the quick actions of the GI fellow and the GI team, this patient would have inevitably died. She came back to our medical office building shortly thereafter, after leaving Grace Heights. in a special meeting as she wished to talk to all the physicians involved. Her key message was, quote, "Thank you all for saving my life." The second story I want to tell is much more brief. It's a 71-year-old female who has severe COPD and is primarily confined to her home as she requires around-the-clock oxygen to help her breathe. She was admitted to our hospital for a COPD exacerbation, which is a relatively common diagnosis here locally. She received antibiotics, steroids, breathing treatments, and recovered nicely. On the day of her discharge, the resident involved spent an extra 5 to 10 minutes talking to the patient about her life, her family, her upbringing, her hobbies, etc. After this exchange, the patient said to the resident, quote, "I have been in a dark place for a long time, as I really only had myself to keep me company. Talking to you has been a true blessing. It has meant the world to me." I chose to speak about both of these stories to highlight the impact we as physicians have on our patients. In one case, you have the critical patient on the brink of death saved by the hands of all the physicians and staff involved in her care. In another, you have a much more simplistic diagnosis that is easily fixed, but a major impact in the patient's life is made by simply taking an extra 5 to 10 minutes to sit down and talk to her. We have the opportunity every single day as physicians to make a positive difference in our patients' lives, whether it be life-saving measures or a simple interaction, from intubations to knee injections, from CPR to Purell-soaked fist bumps. Where's Dr. Davidson? From powerful medications to a simple hug or smile. What an opportunity we have for the rest of our careers to be that positive difference. I would challenge the graduates to not lose sight of that, as we all inevitably do when we are bogged down by our work. Congratulations to all the graduates, and I think I speak for everyone when I say we wish you all the best of luck in your future endeavors. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Kathy Daly. I am the President and CEO of Carolina's HealthCare System Blue Ridge. And I want to say to all of you, congratulations. We're proud of you. Welcome to the new ones. And I think that the two patient stories you just heard best describe what you've chosen to do with your lives. Your patients will come to you in pain, in sickness, scared, lonely, not knowing what's going to happen, and very anxious about what you're going to tell them. Not only will you make them better, make them feel better, cure what's wrong with them, but you'll also make a positive impact in their lives. They will go away knowing that you care about them, not just as the patient or the appendectomy or the COPD, but as the patient that you took care of and that you made a difference in. That's what I want to thank you for. You've chosen a very, very noble profession. It's one that's been with us a long time. It's one that we will need long into the future. And here at Carolina's HealthCare System Blue Ridge, we say quite often that we are friends and neighbors, taking care of friends and neighbors. You've done that with us for the last 3 years, and I hope you'll continue to do that in whichever place that you end up. Those of you that are staying, we're glad to have you with us. Those of you that are moving on, we wish you the very best. So thank you for what you've done. You've made us a better place by your contributions to our patient care. Thank you.
So my name is Galida, and I am the Program Director for the Family Medicine Residents, and I am here to introduce our graduating class of 2017, although most of you already obviously know them. So I am proud of these guys as individuals. I am proud of them as a group. They have been a class that has truly banded together and supported each other and embraced their role as teachers as well as learners here in the hospital. And I believe we have them in alphabetical order on the slideshow. First is Dr. Carly Bishop, and she is going... Am I getting up? Are we standing up? Okay, you're being directed towards the front.
Tonight you get your diploma.
This is Dr. Carly Bishop. For anyone who does not know, she is It's a fellowship program in neuromusculoskeletal medicine at Maine Dartmouth. This is exciting for us because my husband Tom Meek and I both trained in Maine and know many of the people she will be working with. And Carly she has been a spirit of osteopathy in our program, and I know she will continue that in her fellowship. Yes. Okay, that's all I got. All right, next on the list is Dr. Amanda Ford. We all really like Amanda Ford, and apparently she really likes us because she is going to be staying with us, seeing patients at Blue Ridge Family Practice, and she is also going to be core faculty in the residency. So we are excited to have another good year coming up, and and last, but certainly not least, is Dr. Suma Thomas. Dr. Thomas, she has been elected our chief resident this past year. She was elected our vice chief resident the year before. She keeps the trains running on time, and she always does it in style. She is going to be moving to Lansing, Michigan, and joining McLaren Medical Group.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right. So I am Dr. Rachel Kelly. For those of you who do not know me, I think most of you know me. I'm the internal medicine program director. I'm absolutely terrified of speaking in public, shockingly. I know it doesn't seem like that, but every time I speak to people I don't know, I get really stressed out. So Dr. Galida and I share that. So this is a terrifying day for us. So I'm going to make this very brief because I have more things to say tonight at the resident dinner. But this class is particularly special to me because they are the first class that I recruited to this program. I feel like they are a group who really, truly understands my vision for this residency program and has helped me to realize that vision. And so for that, I truly thank you guys for sticking it out, for trusting me, for coming here, and helping me to make this a great program. I very truly, I'm grateful to you forever. And at the same, in the same note, you guys have been my residents for 3 years, and I'm very happy now to be able to call all of you my friends as well. So thank you very much. All right, so let me tell you a little bit about these guys. Dr. David Burnett, come up here. So Dave is going to join us at Mountain Valley as core faculty this year. I'm very, very excited. He's been a really wonderful addition to our program, and I think he's going to be a really, really great outpatient attending as well. So you guys will get the opportunity to work with him this year. Thank you, Dave. Dr. Field.
He's my doctor.
Good job. So Dr. Field takes care of Dr. Mazzola, but he will cease to do that in next week when he becomes a hospitalist here. So he is joining our hospitalist group, and I'm hoping at some point would like to teach the residents as well. So thank you very much, and I have more to say about you tonight. Dr. Kohler. Mike Kohler is one of my favorites. He's definitely going to graduate if he makes it through the next 2 weeks. His allergy rotation. So Mike has a real passion for nocturnal medicine, so he will be joining Caramount down in Gastonia as a nocturnist this year. So thank you for staying around at least, and hopefully you'll come back to us at some point. All right, Tom Kirkland. Is this going in and out, or is it? Yeah, is it? Dr. Kirkland and I just spent the morning in the clinic seeing patients. So I don't know why I just told you that. So Tom is also going to join our hospitalist group this year. He has had kind of an exciting year too because he had another baby, right? Was it last year?
Last year, yeah.
Oh, was it? What was this year?
January 2016.
Oh, okay. It feels like it was just yesterday. So we're very happy that he's staying around to join our hospitalist group as well. So, thank you. Dr. Nagvi. Murtaza is one of our chief residents this year. He and Jennifer Wooten, who I have not been able to locate. Oh, you're right in front of me. She's right there. I don't know what's wrong with you today. So he has made me very, very proud. He is going to do a nephrology fellowship at Wake Forest, where he'll be joining his wife, who is right there. Oh, yeah. And she'll be doing her psychiatry residency, correct? So thank you, Murtaza, for everything you have done this year. You have been a really excellent leader and a great role model for the residents. And you've taught me a lot about how to use the computer. Thank you. That was very helpful. Dr. Wooten. Jennifer Wooten. Jenny is also joining our hospitalist group this year, and she has also been the other chief resident this year. She is incredibly organized and has helped me in so many ways to keep everybody, in line. And she has been definitely with Murtaza my right-hand man. So thank you so much, Jenny, for everything you've done this year. And I completely forgot to give you both your gifts. So we can come back up here. I just realized this. So because of everything, come over here. Because of everything you've done this year and your dedication to this program, we decided to give you a little gift. So here you are. And could the other two chief residents come up from family practice? We have not left you out. We would like to recognize all of you for your dedication to our program. Sorry, Tom. Oh, here you go. We're a mess. I'm sorry. All right. Thank you so much, you guys, for being out of order. Okay, thank you.
The program couldn't be here, so I'll be recognizing our fellow. We are proud because this is our second year, and our top-ranked fellow is, going to graduate. So, Ryan, it's been a pleasure to have him, and he's a great doctor, and he came from West Virginia School of Osteopathic Medicine, and he's been really good, and he's just matured into one of the finest physicians I've seen. It's been a pleasure to have him here, and we would like to keep him here, but he wants to go to Spartanburg, so I don't know why anybody wants to go to Spartanburg, but he's always welcome here. So if you want to come over here, Ryan. So, if anybody needs a scope or something, go there. He's very good. He's really well versed in GI, but he's extremely, the technical aspect is really very good. So, if anybody wants anything, go to him. He's good. Yeah. So, good luck. Okay.
I'm Dana Brown. I'm a rising third-year family medicine resident. I am the incoming chief resident. I've served as vice chief this year, and I am given the pleasure of presenting the Family Medicine Intern of the Year Award. We had 4 incoming residents this past year, and all of them have been fantastic. They've grown over this past year, but we had one in particular that has stood out on multiple rotations, including hospital rotation, where internal medicine actually tried to steal him, and we told him no. So we decided we were going to keep him, but he has been very efficient in the clinic as well. His patients seem to really like him. He and I share quite a few patients since we're in the same, what we call a little pod. But we do appreciate the hard work that he has done this year. And William Furman, you are our family medicine
So the next award is for Preceptor of the Year. So when deciding on Preceptor of the Year, we chose the physician who taught us to use our brains to think and our hearts to follow through. He always treated us as colleagues rather than just residents. We always felt well supported, even as his famous words echoed, "You're the doctor," whenever we had questions. Thank you for being our rock and for having a heart of gold. It is with great honor I present the 2017 FP Preceptor of the Year Award to our mentor, guide, and fellow FP certified physician, Dr. Jeffrey Braun.
Wow, thanks.
Would you like to say something?
Yeah, this means a lot to me. These kids who are not really kids have impacted me a lot too. This is the first class I've seen through the residency here, start to finish, and to watch them grow and change and become capable, strong leaders and incredible people who really demonstrate their care for people by taking time and making sure not only people understand what's going on with them, but giving them the space to, be themselves. Each person may be a COPD exacerbation, but they all have a different story to share. And so much of our job, responsibility, and ability is to be there for people in that way. And that's one of the things I really try and teach them is, they are like medicine for their patients, and they've really taken that to heart and have taught me a few things about that as well. So I'm very, very thankful that you guys are amazing, and thank you very much.
So choosing the Department of the Year was tough because we love every department we've been fortunate to train under. This year we went for the one where each and every individual preceptor always took time to teach us, even with all the craziness that would happen on the floor. Bringing life into the world is their calling, and we were blessed to be a part of it. Thanks for teaching us how to hold a baby like a football and to tie a suture with one hand. Some of us residents are obviously more fanatic about the rotation than others. I would like to call the representatives of OBGYN, Dr. Richard Salzman and Dr. Feline Krogel, to come and accept the Department of the Year awards.
I don't think we had a speech, right, Rich? Thank you, guys. This is a big honor. Obviously, this is new for us to watch these guys for the past 3 years. It is amazing to see them grow as individuals and as physicians. Absolutely, they are our colleagues and friends, and we are thrilled to be able to do this. Thank you.
Okay, so just so all of you know, the internal medicine residents and the family medicine residents voted for these awards ourselves. This was not driven by faculty, but more by how we feel the year has gone. So first up is our internal medicine intern of the year. This person has been a strong leader, a strong teacher for the students, and a great personality to kind of lighten the tougher times. It's with honor we present Intern of the Year to Allison Combs.
Our next award is for our Preceptor of the Year. And back in July, or even before that, when we started coming into this new year, there were a lot of changes going on to our medicine program. There were a lot of changes going on overall in the hospital. And some things were met with resistance and others flew through like a knife through soft butter. But nonetheless, we had one person who always looked at the hospital and the residency program as an entity which he wanted to make better. He wanted to improve patient care. He wanted to improve the educational experience for the residents. And over the course of the last 12 months has made innumerable changes to our hospital and residency program, all for the positive. And with that, I'd like to ask Dr. James Davidson to come up and accept the award for Residency Preceptor of the Year.
There was a handshake. There was a handshake.
Special moment. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? Thank you guys very much for the award. It means a lot because of the effort I think we've all put into the program, but also the fact that I think sometimes I'm really hard on people, and I'm glad to see you guys understood that it's all for a purpose. I want you to be better, and that's kind of it. As a side note, this means a lot more to me than you would understand because you know my wife, she's a geriatrician here, and as a resident, she won every residency award possible to the point where they made stuff up. She got Intern of the Year, Second Year Resident of the Year, Spirit of Caring, which we all know that doesn't make any sense. And she's taken 5 years to throw those in my face and display them in our house. So I won, didn't. And I'm going to go back and hopefully wait for my award for Best Dressed Attending, which I'm assuming will be coming soon. Or
For those of you who don't know, we do not only have a residency program here, but we bring in students, medical students, to be taught at our institution. And they are under the tutelage of our residents and our faculty to get the knowledge they need in their clinical experiences to become better physicians and decide where they want to go for the rest of their lives and in what area of medicine they want to pursue. We received an award, or a notification, I guess, that one of our residents was selected for Medical Student Preceptor of the Year? Yeah, Medical Student Preceptor of the Year by the Virginia College of Osteopathic Medicine. And I'd like to present this award to none other than Dr. Allison Jones.
now last but not least. So internal medicine kind of works with almost every department in the hospital. So for determining Department of the Year, we really struggle with deciding normally. But this year was kind of a no-brainer for us. We have a department that has come in and just kind of taken over our world and made it a better place. And that is the office staff at Mountain Valley HealthCare. I just want you to stand up here. So residency clinic is notoriously not the greatest place to be and not the easiest patients to take care of. There's never a social situation that is normal or straightforward, and we struggled for internal medicine to have support, and we really all kind of were discouraged by our clinic, and we tended to all want to be inpatient doctors, I think primarily because of how our clinic ran. And Lori has come in and brought these lovely ladies to us and kind of just taken over and it made me cry. You know, just made us feel loved and supported and other things.
And we have a much smoother clinic experience now that has been really a highlight of our week, which in the past it was more of something you just try to get through. So sorry to take over for you, Jenny, but we just wanted to present this award because this is something that is new to us, and this year has been truly a blessing, both on the inpatient and outpatient side of our learning experiences. And
there are several residents who actually contemplated doing outpatient medicine, which is kind of shocking. Yeah.
I don't know what to say except we want them to leave. We want them to come in. We want them to come into our practice from all over the United States and feel like they're home. And feel like that when they have bad days, they have someone who's behind them, and they don't have to struggle along, because it's a hard program to go through. And we love every single one of them, and we will have every single one of them stay with us, I promise you. We'll not let them leave. Thank you so much.
So this is just a few brief moments of being together and sharing some laughter and a few tears. No resident leaves the program without taking a piece of that community, that hospital, and the people that touch their hearts and their lives for 1, 3, 5, 7. Dr. Bush is forever going to be a resident. I'm not coming to Spartanburg to see you, sorry. But, you know, all of us who've gone through this journey from thinking about wanting to be a doctor, to studying for exams, to going through undergraduate, maybe taking an arduous path to get to medical school, spending countless hours in medical school, then contemplating where I want to do the residency, and then spending what might be 3 years chronologically, but could feel like a decade or more, because you do spend not 7 or 8 hours a day as a resident or a fellow, but you spend 24 hours a day in that role. So, you know, the folks who are leaving and going out and taking a piece of Blue Ridge and Morganton and Burke County to Spartanburg or Michigan, you know, remember us while you're out there, because we're going to remember you. And those of you who are staying to be part of our family and continue to be taking care of this community, which is what we do, help us to grow and be better, challenge us to be better, you know, question our decision making, and help us to really, what we do is take care of this community. So I just invite you to stay around for a few minutes and share a few hugs and a few laughs. And Dr. Shahrasala, next year, you know, when your husband wins another award and you don't, you'll have to just, you know, suck it up and deal with it. But we are very excited. We will have our first geriatrics fellow with us, and And she's here with us, and I've already told her she's got a contract to stay with us as faculty next year. So, you know, when we flash out Dr. Harden on the board, it's just because she's going to continue to be part of our community. She spent a brief period of time with us, went out, took some of us with her to another community, served that community incredibly well, and we're just delighted that she's come back home to help us here grow a program. Again, there'll be lots of journeys for her and Dr. Sharzala and Dr. Gonzalez as we address a large part of our population, our elder well and our rising elder population in this community. So again, this program in 2010, when I got here, we didn't have a resident, and we fumbled through these processes, but this room is full, and I think this is the fullest that this room's been for this little period of time. Again, it's just a brief moment. Resident graduates and fellow graduates, we'll see you tonight when we'll give you an official certificate, but again, you're going to have to work until the 30th, because that's when I had to contract it through. Thank you so very much.
Okay.